To create a TCG, it's real fun and everything is so cool about the layouts, creating the characters, the lore, the illustrations, the cards layouts. But before all of that, we need to have a game. We need to have mechanics, we need to have a goal, we need to have rules and test it a lot before we reach any remarkable point. Moving on to the new TCG format of this game, I want to preserve the key elements and story and basically everything about the game so far that has been built over the last 3 years. And here on the original version of the game, you can see that the goal was to reach an opponent's home base, also known as capital, and then engage in battle with using creatures, ridiculous creatures, and finally conquering that capital to win the game. On the latest version of the game that you are seeing here on a screen capture of tabletop here, you also have a deck of cards. You could purchase cards. It was much more into deck building mechanics. You would also control institutions that would give you perks throughout the game. There was a lot of actions that the cards were giving the power to perform with the actual troopers and meeples on the board. And the problem of the game that was getting too complex. It was impossible to explain to a new player how to play. There was too many systems, too many mechanics, no engagement in battle until late game. The cards were becoming irrelevant because there was so many things going on and the complexity was overthrowing the fun of the game. So the new TCG format must have simpler rules and systems. It has to have a deep strategy, quick setup, and easy to be explained to new players, and a lot of battles and things going on, and of course a lot of fun. So this is how I picture the TCG format of my game QBÖS. Each player control a capital of their choice. This capital will provide resources, these substances that the players, the warriors are addicted to, and they want to get more of it. So that's why they are attempting to conquer the enemy's capital. So the goal of the game is to reach and conquer the other player's capital by using warriors that will engage in combat, either by defending your own capital and attacking the defenders of the enemy's capital. The card layout will be very simple at this point. This is how I picture it. We have on the top left corner the resource cost to play this card, which is related to the card production of the capital. We have HP on the right top corner, so the health points of this character. We have on the bottom, we have the cost to attack and the respective attack value of that attack. Then we have illustration and name, of course, everything as it should be in a TCG. We have warriors. We also need to provide cards that give support to that warriors, either by making them stronger or fixing the problems that they might have. We'll see that part later because there will be a mechanic on the game that the warriors drink too much of their addiction substance and they become wasted or OD'd. We'll go through that later on. So the goal of the warriors is to conquer the enemy's capital and the capitals on themselves. They provide the resources for the warriors to fight. So the resources, we will have the substances that the warriors are addicted to, as I already mentioned. They will empower the warriors, and if they have too much power, they will have a consequence to balance the game, to not be just spamming cards endlessly. For the first playtests, I designed very quickly some cards that I defined that the layout should be pretty much like this, that we have the resource cost that it takes for the card to enter in the game. This is the health points that the creature has, the creature or the human has, and these are the attacks available from this creature to perform by using this amount of resources that are illustrated here. We have not very fancy, not very elaborated artwork or characters. I just basically went with animals. The first animal that came up to my mind, I would just write elephant, rabbit, whatever. Also, we have swords as an artifact to upgrade the attacking points of the creatures. We have a man here, duck, whatever. These are cards that will have the meaning to upgrade the capital's production per turn. So if you play this card, you have to use a whole turn without playing any other card or attacking, because you have a default 3 starting resources production per turn. But if you play this card together to your capital, on the next turn you will produce 4 resources instead of 3. You have some cards that will do this. This is, for example, an instant card. We have instant cards that are meant to play straight away. You can only play 1 card per turn, so you have to be very careful with the choices that you make. But for example, in this case, it will OD 1 enemy warrior of your choice. So if the enemy is playing this card, whatever, you can just place a token saying OD for this creature, and this creature now is unavailable to be played until the other player removes the OD by some effect that we have. For example, here a card that does that. This is to remove when it's wasted. So I still didn't explain, I think, that what wasted and OD mean, but wasted is just for 1 turn that this creature is unavailable to be played, and OD is basically forever until the fix comes up, like until the other player plays a card like this, the fork, because it's also something completely random, it doesn't matter what is here, but this revives the 1 warrior that it's OD, so you can remove the thing. Also, another way of becoming OD'd or wasted is when performing very powerful attacks. For example, if you play the elephant, you will hit the enemy with 11 points, but after performing this action, it says here flip coin, just very clear instructions. You flip this, and if you get OD, you get OD'd. If you get wasted, you get wasted. That's pretty much the core mechanics of the game I want to test so far. Then I have some additional things that you can sacrifice this warrior to eliminate 1 enemy warrior. Quite powerful if the other enemy is playing with the god, for example, which is a very, very overwhelming force. You have an arc that allows to skip the hit on the other defenders and hit straight, hit the capital straight, but as long as if you kill a creature. Okay, we'll see all of these effects through the playtest on the next video, so don't worry too much about this. We have the green resource deck, and we have the pink resource deck as well. Pretty much balanced, pretty much the same effects. Some cards vary a bit on the HP and attacking points, but they are very balanced between the 2 of them. As at this point I'm not aiming to create very asymmetric decks yet, because we need to test the core mechanics and the core gameplay of the game. We will use these dice just for tracking of the HP left in the capital and the creatures, and that's pretty much the point of the game so far. For today we covered the mechanics, the ideas to start from this point on developing the cards and the gameplay. On the next video we'll make the first playtest, which is a very important step of the way. And thank you for watching and following this TCG from scratch journey with me. Thank you.